This episode is brought to you by spring cleaning champions, Manscaped. And you can be a spring cleaning champion. You can trim.
Yeah?
Because you got trim this winter, didn't you? You got your summer bod ready.
Yeah, well, you can tell.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got to just make sure that the hedges are trimmed, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Steve's on a, 30-something year bulk.
Yeah. 30-something. 30-something's the nicest way to put it.
Listen, if you want to be like Jesse and shave your beard and then have everybody mention it in the comment section, you should try the Beard Hedger Pro Kit and Handyman Electric Face Shaver. Jesse, you actually use these.
I do. That's exactly how I shave my face when I shave it occasionally.
Now, why is it that you went so low last week? Because I think you freaked a lot of people out.
I'm getting ready for the playoffs because I wanted the playoff beard and I want it to grow out. So you have to get it a reasonable short enough. You know, you can't just start with the beard and then keep growing.
No, that
the beard.
makes sense.
So I want to cut it down to prepare for that in the next couple weeks.
I love this. Steve, are you doing yours?
Yeah, I'm going to cheat. I don't care what he says. I need to.
You know where you shouldn't do playoff beard, though? Down there. And Manscaped, you can get 20% off and free shipping with the code DANGLE at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code DANGLE at manscaped.com. Nothing like a little spring cleaning in your pants.
Steve P. The Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
Hey, so is it fair to say that when you put the puck into an empty net improperly, it will elicit a response? I just want to ask if that statement's fair.
Well,
is it fair to say?
I can't believe grown men get in front of a microphone and don't understand the difference. The many numbered nuances between what Morgan Riley did and what Brady Tkachuk did. I can't believe you don't understand the difference between what Ridley Gregg did and Nico Hischier did. Man, can't believe you don't understand that. Today's going to be awesome.
I haven't got an answer from you guys. If you improperly put a puck into an empty net, and there are multiple ways to do it, does it elicit a response?
Well, define improperly.
Well, I mean, okay, putting it in after the whistle, or slapping it in at the end of the game, mid-play. Not the same situation, but arguable, still incorrect way to put it in because it's quote-unquote not sportsmanlike. We must save feelings.
It entirely depends on whether or not your arena is 40 kilometers from where people actually live. You know, if it's out there, then maybe.
Right.
You know, then maybe it's just okay when you respond to empty netters.
Can you believe the reaction to this incident? Yes, I cannot. Hey, whoa, hey, here we go. It was a good one. I'm a father and a girl dad.
I
support you.
When Ridley Gregg slapped the puck into the net, Brady Tkachuk said he was crying laughing on the bench.
Yeah?
On Saturday night, he was merely crying. Or close to it. Now, I want to say, in all seriousness, no, they are not the exact same situation. But what I would like to argue is that the same rule was broken.
Oh, they're completely different and exactly the same.
The code, which is not written down anywhere, you're just supposed to know it. It's like you pick up a hockey stick, it's like the code goes directly from your CCM hockey stick right into your brain.
Easton.
You should know, okay? That you should not improperly put a puck into the net.
Define improperly.
Well, I can't. I don't even know how to define it because I don't know because it's not written down anywhere.
Yeah,
Define improperly.
But if there
Ridley Gregg's gold count.
When is it okay to be mad at people for doing the empty netter incorrectly?
Right. This is my thing. So, Sens fans, here's what you got to know. Here's what you got to know. And we got to start the show with this. This happened. Nico Hischier did this because of what Ridley Gregg did.
Has he been sentenced yet?
Absolutely.
You think in that moment he thought about all that? Or was he just like simply putting the puck towards where he was going?
I think teams know. I think teams pay attention. I think it's a small league and they're like, okay, if I ever get an empty netter against the Ottawa Senators, we'll see what I do with it. And it's lulls.
Say, he got an unsportsmanlike penalty for that. Nico
Did he?
Hischier. Yeah. At the end of the game, so it doesn't matter. But it tickled me pink because that was his 6th penalty of the season.
Oh, wow.
The entire season, he's taken 6 penalties.
Is the lady being out of reach for Nico?
You know what? I think that sealed it. He's done.
Wow.
He's done.
Now, listen, I do think that they're completely separate situations. We said that. But this is the same rule, which is don't disrespect my team. Otherwise, my team will respond. Now, did Morgan Riley take over the line? Well, yeah, of course he did. He got 5 games for it. Did the Senators take it over the line? No, the refs kind of got in the way. And I also think the Senators are a whole lot of not a whole lot of follow through.
Yeah. Both guys should have done something. Like, I think that should have been the case. You should come to the conclusion that Morgan Riley was right to respond, and so was Brady Tkachuk.
No. You're wrong. And you know why? Because it happened against my favorite team.
Right.
And that's why you don't understand the rules apply differently to my favorite team.
The people who are like, yeah, Brady Tkachuk should have done something, should be on the side of Morgan Riley should have done something. And the conclusion we came to at the time was that Morgan went too far.
Yes.
Nobody condoned a cross-check to the face.
No.
We said, yes, he should get mad, but don't do that.
I thought 5 was a little stiff, but you can do it.
You can't do that.
Can't do that.
The response is like, yeah, you can't do that, Ridley Gregg, because we might do something to you.
Right.
So
yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
No. Sens fans, they're very. Sometimes you got to give something to get something, Jesse, and you gotta. So here, this is a little. I'm miming it. It's an olive branch that I'm gonna give out to Ottawa Senators fans here. Okay. Are they the same? These incidents? No, they're not the same. One is a legal goal.
Yes.
Scored with a legal slap shot.
Yes.
During game play. Legal goal, legal slap shot during game play, and the goal counted. The other, not a goal. It's after the game.
Yep.
Putting a puck into an empty net, which we know is unsportsmanlike conduct. And showing up your opponent.
He got a penalty.
And he got a penalty for it and is in jail as we speak.
Yep.
That is why the incidents are not the same. Here's how they're exactly the frigging same. It's all about respect.
It's what Adam said it. They broke the same code.
It's disrespect. The whole thing is disrespect. What I couldn't believe from the Ridley Gregg thing is how many people were like, no, we see this all the time.
Nobody's seen that.
No, we see slap shots 10 feet out from the net, unguarded, with 5 seconds left of the game. We see that all the time. That is a nightly thing that we see in the game of hockey. No, it is frigging not. We know what he was trying to do. If I was a Sens fan, I'd have his jersey. Do you understand the nameplate would still be warm on my back when I bought it?
Yeah.
If I was a Sens fan and Ridley Gregg did that to the Leafs, I'd have his jersey by the next day. I'd have it before breakfast. But there's a reason for that. It's not just that he iced the game with an empty netter. It's that he did it with a little zhuzh. You know what I mean? A little bit of sass to it, right? Disrespect.
Yes.
Then Morgan Riley did something. He did a little bit too much, but he did something. Brady Tkachuk was just doing his job as captain. He had 16 hits.
The most ever recorded in NHL game history.
That is bonkers.
Since hits were a stat that's been recorded.
That's crazy that happened at home.
Whoa! They review those now.
I saw somebody listed out everybody who was on the receiving end of his hits. Like, this is it's pretty legit 16.
All right.
Yeah, I got no problem with it.
Sorry, I have to take my cheap shot.
Yeah.
I have to.
You're just
I have to.
in the way.
I have
Whoa,
to.
noted Morgan Riley fan Adam Wild.
Yeah.
But then Nico Hischier does that, and Brady Tkachuk, you can read his lips. He's like, "What is that? What is that?" Because you're not supposed to do that.
So when Ridley Gregg takes a slap shot from 2 feet out, what's the response? What the hell is that?
What the hell is that? Because, hey, that is an uncommon thing, and you did it against my team. I'm going to fight you for that uncommon thing.
Yeah.
It's it's two very different things that are actually the exact same. And I won't have the conversation otherwise. That's what it is. It's not a debate, actually. Like, that's what it is.
And thumbs up to Brady Tkachuk for not taking somebody's head off with a stick. Like, if you want us to give you that, Sens fans will give you all that.
Absolutely.
He did it better than Morgan Riley because he's not going to get suspended for anything.
Totally.
Cool.
Totally.
But They both reacted to the same nonsense.
Yeah.
They broke some code.
I got a huge kick out of, and this is why people who don't like hockey don't understand it. Some guy goes, well, at least he fought him and didn't assault him.
Oh.
Well, I was like,
oh, man.
This is why
fighting is assault. We're aware of that, right? It's the same rule. Just like the slapping the puck, punching someone and they're punching back, same rule. It's still assault.
Well, it's like you ever heard the rule that you need friends outside of your field of work?
Yes.
And not everyone does.
Yes.
Right? You need friends outside of your field of work. That to me is you need friends who don't watch hockey.
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing to say.
Or you need to do yourself a favor and watch like one other sport.
Like
one other
well,
sport.
at least he fought him and tried to punch him, but not assault him.
No.
Listen, we can all agree what Morgan Rielly did was way different than what Brady Tkachuk did. Yeah. But the diaper filling, please level with me and understand. Like, please tell me you understand why this is the best.
Oh.
This is unreal.
So here's the thing, they can't, and that's okay.
A lot of them can. They can. You can.
I think a lot of people cannot, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I completely get it. But you know deep down somewhere that we're right about this. Same rule, different situations, same rule. And it's hilarious, and you would laugh too.
One thing I didn't see was the post-game interviews with Tkachuk.
I didn't see that either.
Yeah, I didn't see like the locker room scrum, nothing like that. And I was looking for it, and I didn't see
I haven't seen anything.
I was just checking with you guys, see if you had seen the comments. Like I assume they asked him. They asked the fucking guy.
I was too busy having the night of my life. Listen, in terms of non-playoff good nights you can have, in terms of regular season good nights you can have, the Leafs beat the Habs on the same night the Sens did that. That's great. Oh, that's so good. It's what could be better? What could be better? Like an overtime win.
Brad Marchand got like kicked out of a game.
Yeah, or like coughed it up, or like went for a line change with seconds left in a Stanley Cup final game and fucked his team out of a cup. Brad, or but it's against
folded.
the Leafs.
Like,
yeah,
they shut down the franchise.
No, see, that's war on Boston.
Okay,
I like Boston.
Okay,
now
the Bruins.
Can you just quickly give me a good Bob Cole? They asked the fucking guy.
Well, I asked the fucking guy, and he said his name was Katet Tkachuk.
By Fulu Julien.
Should I? I feel like we reference that, and like a lot of people
we tell the story every like 6 months.
I freaking love that video still.
No, the Bob Cole one.
Oh yeah, I think people have heard that story, and if they haven't, they'll hear it again.
We'll do it again.
Yeah. It's okay. It's all right. Just hearing Bob Cole is great.
Maybe we should save it for a VIP.
You know, here's the part I think you missed. The New Jersey Nico Hischier empty net goal caused you to miss the other more important headline from the Senators game.
Oh.
You see, Brady Tkachuk was angry.
Tkachuk,
yeah. He was angry. He was angry in April. And in April, he said, I'm done being eliminated in April. And that was April 2023.
Oh.
New Jersey eliminated the Senators from playoff contention on Saturday night.
I didn't actually know that.
Yeah.
Well.
And that...
when were they
that's
really
my friend.
Yes. Yeah.
That is the pièce de résistance.
I don't know if that matters.
Oh, it does.
I will say, like, I got a lot of time for Brady Tkachuk.
He made a big quote about it, though. No, of course. Who doesn't love Brady Tkachuk? Yeah.
He is so consistently... on nights where they look awful, the only guy trying.
Well, he's the only guy on that team that I wouldn't trade. I would fight like
not in a million years.
Like, yeah, I guess you obviously you keep Sanderson, but like it's pretty clear that I mean Ottawa just let go of two of their pro scouts. Two of the guys, over the weekend, and I forget their names, but pretty big names that they let them go, and the reason for that is because you look at Joonas Korpisalo's contract, you look at the makeup of this team. Basically, you know, Pierre Dorion did a good job of building through the draft, but basically everything else is pretty bad. The Matt Murray contract, disaster. Korpisalo contract looking even worse, and you know, you look at the makeup of this team and you go, got to build around Brady Tkachuk. We have assets, but we're going to need a vision here. And I think he is the way. He is the path to the light. He is the way that they're going to get better. But if they don't build a better team around him with people that want to win, I just don't. I do see these guys as just a bunch of guys playing hockey.
I think Travis Yost said this. They're like amateur scouting and drafting. Well, they have a few real bad flubs in recent years.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like pretty good. Like they've drafted well. They have some guys signed to really reasonable contracts. Pro scouting. Ooh, like the
guys that search that watch NHL games.
The guys they've traded for, the guys they've signed, like it consistently doesn't work.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. Like, you know, Pinto, Sanderson, Stützle, Tkachuk, and like making that ballsy bet, right? With the draft pick and everything and having to decide to keep it or get rid of it. You know, the Sens have done a good job making a base of young talent or creating a base of young talent. And I haven't even named them all. Boy, they cannot surround these guys with vets at all.
Well, so here's the actual update from @media_Sens, which is the Sens communications department. Not verified on Twitter. They did not pay for the verification badge.
No, it was never verified. It wasn't verified prior.
Oh,
if I'm not mistaken.
Even in the Jack, what's his face name? Or Aegis? Yeah.
Oh, pre-Elon?
Yeah.
Pre-Elon?
Pre-Elon.
Yes.
Personnel update. Sens president of Hockey Ops and general manager Steve Staios has announced the team has parted ways with professional scouts Jim Clark and Rob Murphy. We wish them both the best and thank them for their contributions, said Staios. That's it.
And they're pro scouts, you said?
That's right. And those are and that happened on April 6th. That's 2 days ago, Saturday.
Interesting, and I think that tweet was from before that.
Well, the
Travis Yost tweet that.
They released that at 5:50 p.m. an hour before the game that eliminated the Sens from the playoffs.
Well, isn't that nice?
It is. Now, it's not. This is not to completely trash the Sens, but I think the problem I've always had with them is I see a lot of words. I see a lot of quotes. I don't see a lot of follow through from the players. Love the coach. We love the coach. The coach is the man. We're here for the coach. Play like shit for the coach. Get him fired. I'm crying, laughing on the bench. Same thing happens to me. Wham. I think the thing is that I feel like Brady Tkachuk is Matthew Tkachuk East. And what I'm saying is...
we've had this conversation like 5 times.
It's him and nobody else wants to play with him. And I just feel like you're doing this guy dirty.
It's funny. The trend of... I feel like...
I like Claude Giroux too. I want to put that in there.
I think
he's the best.
Claude Giroux is a great pro. He was a good find.
Yeah.
Good find, good contract.
Wanted to be there.
Good all of that.
From the area.
I feel like divisions play like each other. You know what I mean? If you look at the Central, a lot of those teams kind of play alike. And they collide and they play a
which is they're all bad.
Well, but enough about the Pacific.
That too. Oh my God, the Pacific's so bad.
Whoa. Like even the Metro, like, yeah, a lot of those teams are pretty mid. But like they all kind of play a similar style. The Metro's fun. Metro's pretty consistently fun. Atlantic's mean. It got mean. And I think to survive in this division, you got to be mean. Dude, like the Leafs came to that realization before other teams.
We just can't do it without being mean. Yes.
You got to be mean. The Bruins are mean. The Lightning?
Mean.
Really underratedly mean. Panthers?
Mean.
And the Leafs have gotten mean. The Sens have a really mean player.
And Grig's a good pest. And you need that.
Pests, though, like Marchand, we've talked about this, he had enablers. Marchand coming up in the league, playing the way Marchand does on a team that's not the Bruins, might have been flattened like a bug early in his career. But he had Sean Thornton and Adam McQuaid and Zdeno Chara,
Johnny Boychuk,
Milan Lucic and Johnny Boychuk, and any number of just dudes who will kill you with an ice pick. Like, dude, they were a mean team. And yes, Marchand became part of that. The Sens got Brady Tkachuk and like Mark Kostelik. Like, they got to get mean. They got to match who Brady Tkachuk is. And that doesn't mean take out all the skilled guys, trade Batherson and Stützle. No. Like,
let them be them.
Let them
and surround them with some guys who can play hockey but also get mean.
It just makes it easy. It just makes their life easier. Makes it so much easier. And
they're also going to need to change a goalie, Steve. Like, this has to start with Korpisalo.
The sun was shining in his
eyes. Oh, by the way, and we'll talk about this after when we talk about the Leafs. How do the Capitals lose that game? How do they freaking lose that game?
Well, because
I guess you just don't want to make it.
Their strategy was, we're going to shine the light in this goalie's face
in his home arena.
Listen, here. Do you want to get real tinfoil hat about this? I don't think it was an accident. It just happened to come through the one door that shines in the goalie's face. Not an accident.
Also,
you're trying to make the playoffs.
Most leagues have like a curtain.
And the one curtain that was open just happened to blind the other team's goalie
during a scoring opportunity.
During a scoring chance. I'm just
okay. All right. Okay. So obviously it's a fun ride. I'm curious to see how creative Steve Staios gets, because he has cards to deal. If Chychrun's not going to stick around, are you going to hang on to Shabbat? You've got really valuable pieces that can really, like, look what Winnipeg did in one trade for Pierre-Luc Dubois. Like, with that trade made them a better team this year, and nobody thought they were getting better. If you can manage a couple of those deals, and I understand that maybe they don't have the same market value that Dubois had last summer, LOL now, you can turn this around, I think, really quickly. The goaltending thing is a real problem in Ottawa.
I think I think it's going to be a very busy summer in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Ottawa's going to have a busy summer, and related, you know who's going to have a busy summer, and I think they're going to be making deals with Ottawa? Edmonton.
Interesting.
Because Steve Staios came from the Oilers. Oilers are also going to lose Ken Holland, or at least it sure is heading in that direction, and Jeff Jackson is going to take over. So he'll have itchy feet. The offseason is when the Oilers have to make their moves anyway. The Sens are mad and grumpy and likely want to make a bunch of changes. And I'm curious the role Ken Holland plays in all this in case he goes to another team, because he might want some ex-Oilers as well. I mean, he went to Edmonton, and what did he do? He did a bunch of old Red Wings.
Where do you think Ken Holland's going? Because he's... Like, it's pretty clear that he's not going to be back with the Oilers. Jeff Jackson's taking over, right?
Yeah, isn't he retiring?
Is he retiring? I hadn't heard anything.
Yeah, but like hockey execs retire like professional wrestlers. Like
I would think he retires and they give him some sort of advisory role, because they have 1 million of those in Edmonton.
That's true. Yeah. I don't know if they have more. Do they have the most advisors per capita?
I don't know.
There's so many advisors.
Those numbers.
Let me throw a fun one out there. Calgary. Because he's a huge Hockey Canada guy through and through, and that's where they're based.
Oh, okay.
It's Calgary.
The Hockey Canada connection starts and ends with Edmonton because of Bob Nicholson.
Yeah. It's a confusing relationship. I mean, he could do a senior advisory role in Detroit.
Yeah, I can see that. He's also not good.
Well,
I hope he joins Bergevin in LA and they get worse.
Yeah,
not because I don't like the LA Kings, but put them all together.
I didn't. Adam, what didn't I tweet the other day?
What didn't you tweet?
I showed it to you, and I didn't tweet it.
Oh, is it the?
But I'm going to tweet it with my mouth.
I was gonna bring it up today if you wanted to.
Wow.
Do you want to bring it up today?
Should we wait? Is that a tease?
It's a tease, but they're tied.
There it is.
Let me do the Ken Holland draft picks thing.
Oh boy.
This is from A Hockey 1993, Austin Hockey on Twitter. 74% of NHL first round picks go on to become NHLers. Ken Holland's total draft picks currently on Edmonton's roster, 0%. Percentage of Ken Holland's draft picks currently playing in the NHL since 2014, 7.6%.
Yo, that's crazy.
Ken Holland's not very good.
Now, some of you would say it's not the GM's job to make that's the scouting staff. But who hires the scouting staff?
I think so.
As a general manager, as Dubas likes to say, where does the buck stop?
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
dude, if you double that number,
I know.
like if it's 14, 15%,
Connor McDavid.
they have a cup.
Connor
Like, they
McDavid's
would
going to
a
have
cup.
to. Connor McDavid's going to have to choose. I think actually Jeff Jackson might be fantastic. We don't know.
Yeah. No, what Jeff Jackson has done so far has been great.
Yeah. 100%. and you know, I don't know what he traded to get Zach Hyman 50 goals, but it's worked. That's crazy in and of itself.
Oh, he's going to hell.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, he sold his soul. 100%.
No, Zach Hyman, and we're not taking away anything from Zach Hyman here. We are huge Zach Hyman fans. I think it's more like if there's been a better player with a worse general manager pair in the entire history of the NHL, I can't imagine it.
Well,
Like, you got to think, okay, so Gordie Howe had Jack Adams. Okay? All right?
you're going back pretty far for that
Wayne Gretzky had Glenn Sather.
one. Right.
Right? I don't even know who Mario Lemieux's general manager was for the first 4 or 5 years, but they were bad. They were bad. The Pens were bad. They just were.
They were.
So maybe he's one of them. But like McDavid's on like year 10 or like 9 or 10.
No.
He's coming up on 1,000 points. Yeah, he's like, he was drafted in 15.
He's
16,
going to hit
wasn't he?
1,000 before he turns 28.
He was the fifth. 2015. He was the first overall pick. So I look at this and I go, I feel like Connor McDavid deserves so much better than this.
Yeah, and I think now he might have the best president. I don't know what role he's going to assume once Ken Holland's gone, but right now the president, Jeff Jackson, might be the best person ever for McDavid because that's his agent. That is the man who signed all of his deals and his buddy. So
all the
now the dude's in
decisions,
charge.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think Jeff Jackson made more on Connor McDavid's contract in commission or more as the president and CEO of the Oilers because the Oilers want to keep Connor McDavid and pay him a fortune?
See,
Probably get
I
that.
think you're overestimating hockey, Adam, because what do GMs, not GMs, what do agents typically make? 3%?
Yes, and apparently guys like Darren Ferris are like a percentage below because that's their selling point.
Right.
Is their
So if Jeff Jackson made 3% of Connor McDavid's contract,
$12.5 million, which is gross. It's not they don't have escrow, they don't have any of that.
yeah, but the whole value of the contract was $100 million.
So he made $3 million.
$3 million bucks.
He might be making that per year as the CEO
Yeah.
of the Oilers.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had other clients though, is my point.
Oh, well then, yeah.
Yeah, like it's not like it was his, like Bedard's agent, that's his agent.
Oh, guys like him and Pat Brisson and oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made so much money.
No, it's crazy. I found out the other day that like I think John Cooper's in the $5.5 to $6 million range. He's the highest. Yeah, he's the highest paid coach in the league.
Who should be hired?
Nobody, not a single person. But is it
really?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
it makes total sense.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sure he drives players nuts, but like, who else has been to 4 Stanley Cups in this era?
Yeah.
Yeah, like year in and year out, best coach, which is funny because year in, year out, best goalie. But, you know,
True, but
that is how that works.
one
though.
begets the other. You need
Yes,
both.
100%. No, I'm not. I mean, that's probably the best season over season coach in the NHL.
I'm very curious to see what happens to the Oilers over the next couple of years, and it starts with Leon Draisaitl. I want to know because Toronto's usually the place like, well, are they going to resign?
They don't need him. He's not even the highest goal scorer on the Oilers.
That's
anymore.
true. It's a good point.
They don't need him.
Think of what they could do with that $8 million in cap.
Man, they could get a defenseman.
Maybe they.
Oh,
could.
it's fun, man. You know what? We're not so different, you and I.
Yeah.
Leafs and Oilers.
How much do you think the top end NHL assistant coach makes?
I'm going to say
Like-
$1,250,000.
I'm going to say roughly league minimum, so like 750.
Steve.
They're worth more than.
$750.
Oh, really?
Oh, I did not know the answer to that.
According to an ESPN article in 2022, NHL assistant coaches range from $200K to $750K at the high end. Well done, Steve.
Damn.
Yeah.
So there's assistant coaches out there that are making more than like the league min guys because they don't have to pay escrow. Right?
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, their take home is
Yeah.
Is more.
higher. Although, would assistant coaches be in the coaches union?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
But there's no escrow is beyond union dues.
Union dues. Yeah, it's a little bit more.
And I don't know if the coaches union quite works like that. It's
I
just
don't
like a loose amalgamation of coaches that work together to get more money for themselves.
Yeah, I think the take-home pay, if you're both making $750, the coach is probably taking home more of that $750.
Like coaches would never have a labor dispute. They're not going to go on strike. Like they're not a formalized
Should.
union. Well, maybe they should. I don't know. There seem to be, once you get to the head coach position, you make good money.
And
The other
head coaches for the other numbers, $1 million to $5.5 million.
and I think the 5.5
range.
is John Cooper, which makes
Yeah,
sense.
there you go.
And the other thing I would say is like you look at the coaching in football. Like didn't somebody just sign with, was it Arkansas or Alabama to be their coach for 5 years, and it's like $80 million or $100 million or something like that? NCAA hockey, the way it's going, those salaries are going to explode because the sport is
NCAA.
exploding. What's that?
NCAA.
NCAA hockey is NCAA football. I mean, obviously it's it's a huge moneymaker, so their coaches make a lot of money. But I wonder with NHL coaching too, it's like you might have college coaches that are like, "No, I'm cool to stay here because there's way more money in NCAA."
Maybe the NCAA is what saves hockey, because the NCAA, who's like the greediest institution ever, is like, we're not making enough money off this.
That's 100%.
Let's figure out how to do it.
How do we make more?
Does hockey need saving? Like, I feel like hockey's pretty good.
No, but no, it's funny. I keep saying, oh, this is so bad, but also the product is the best it's ever been. Enrollment's down, and I'm down on the league, and viewership is poor, but the NCAA kind of knows how to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And with that comes you need to be popular, and they know how to do that and make that happen.
They do. This show is brought to you by BetterHelp. And let me say this. If you're feeling a little discombobulated, it could be the eclipse.
Yep.
It could
The
be.
sun disappearing
Yeah.
got you all out of whack.
If it's
More
stressing,
eclipse content.
if it's stressing you out like it's 3,000 years ago and you're freaked out, in all seriousness, if you have a little bit of anxiety, sometimes it's best to talk to a
the
therapist.
sun
We're trying to
god
have some
is
fun, but
gone.
yeah, the sun is gone. I don't know what to
Oh
do.
my God, I'd lose my mind.
No, you can't imagine the anxiety, right? Like,
Yeah. Imagine they had therapists 3,000 years ago to talk them through the sun disappearing.
No, they'd be like, dude, I know. I saw it too.
Yeah,
But it's
absolutely.
okay.
Now,
Work through
listen,
it.
with BetterHelp, you can engage with your therapist any way that you want to, be that FaceTime or text or phone calls.
Or a sundial.
Not a sundial. They don't offer that yet at BetterHelp, but they may one day. So listen, if you're thinking about giving therapy a try, it's cheaper than most places to get therapy, and you get matched with somebody very quickly. And if you don't really vibe with them, you can rematch with somebody else. Lots of licensed therapists, lots of ways to work through your mental health. And if you want to find that social sweet spot with BetterHelp, check out BetterHelp.com/STP and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/STP. It might be eclipse day, but with shady rays, I wouldn't look directly at the sun, but I'm going to tell you they're great sunglasses.
There's an eclipse.
They
an
are
eclipse
not eclipse glasses.
They are not.
But they will eclipse any glasses you currently own. Because they are amazing.
Why didn't anyone cover the fact that there's an eclipse?
Shady Rays is an independent sunglass company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. 300,000.
That's a lot.
Hundreds of options to choose from. You're bound to find your perfect pair. And CJ's been wearing his around like literally everywhere. He took them down to Florida. He said they work great with the Florida sun. It's really important.
He makes them look good.
Now, if you don't love your shades, you can exchange them for a new pair or return worry-free within 30 days. There's no risk. Plus, if your shades ever go missing or take an unexpected hit, it can happen. We all like hockey. Sometimes somebody lays a shoulder. You're not ready for it. They have the most insane protection of all eyewear. Every pair is backed by a lost or broken replacements, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so if Matt Rempe comes out of nowhere and shoulders you in the face, you're protected.
I didn't mean to.
Go to Shady
Rempe
Rays.
bomb.
Go to shadyrays.com and use the promo code STP for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Remember, it's shadyrays.com. Use that promo code STP, 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. The Leafs and the Canadians took each other on Saturday night. Steve, Jesse, and I got to watch it together, which was nice. Steve left his lucky couch. And
For the third time in 5 weeks.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Steve Adams never going to get over it.
I'm never getting over it. I'm never getting over your lucky
So,
couch.
What year was that when you were
It was 2018, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
you refused to come watch?
Man, there's so
one
much
game.
good luck flying around in 2018, let me tell you.
Yeah, they lost. They lost.
No, where is that couch now, by the way?
I think
Is it with your brother-in-law? Or is it you
no,
still
because they
sleeping
have
on
a
it?
new couch. I think we gave it away.
You gave it away.
Yeah.
It was a comfy couch.
It's such a good nap couch.
It was. I definitely
that couch.
definitely slept over there and was hung over there. Now let me say this: Leafs and Canadians. Only in Montreal can you lose 4-2 and still have 2 of the 3 stars be the Canadians.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So first off,
No.
all 3 stars were Montreal Canadians. Max Domi was star number 1.
Oh.
Can you name stars 2 and 3?
Suzuki
Only-
and Caulfield?
Suzuki was one of them. He was 2. Who was 3?
It wasn't Caulfield?
Jesse, any guesses?
Did someone
Brian
have, like,
Reeves.
Right. No. It's Montreal Canadian.
Yeah,
Someone
Brian
have-
Reeves.
Did someone have 2 assists? Like, I don't know, Matheson.
Matheson.
Oh, what the?
What?
Michael Matheson. He had 2 assists, so
They
he got
lost
it.
4-2.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
but it's Montreal, so
no, that's how it works in every game.
I just thought it was funny. I laughed at
Yeah.
that. I howled. I was
Yeah.
like, get out of here. Only
I
in
didn't
Montreal
know
can you
that.
lose like that and roundly defeated. By the way, Matthews got his 100th point of the season. He is the only member of the core 4 who has ever gotten 100 points in a Leafs uniform.
That feels impossible.
Marner has had 97 and 99.
That's so unfair.
I know, and then he got injured this year. He was going to be on track.
He was
for it.
100% gonna.
Nylander is 4 shy. His previous career high, I believe, was 89. So he's 4 shy of 100 points. Tavares, I believe, got 94 in his first year as a Leaf and then hasn't been quite at that level. Although, 94. Excuse me.
90.
84, 88, 60, 50, 76, 80, and 59 this year. So he's not going to
Oh,
do it.
that's a lot of numbers.
That's a lot of numbers.
Sorry, I
but
thought you were talking about Nylander.
my point is Matthews has done it twice. He got 106 2 years ago.
Unreal. 64.
Yeah, 64 goals. And it felt good. Felt good.
Of course.
It was one of those
They
goals,
all
though,
feel good.
that you're like, how did
Oh.
that go in?
I didn't think it was his. And then they show the replay. I'm like, you son of a gun.
Savard. Thank you, Savard.
Thank you, Savard. That's worth a 1st-round pick.
That's that's right. That's right. Now, let me ask you this about this guy, because obviously it's very special what's going on, but the Leafs have more important things than 70 goals. They do.
Yeah.
You got to win that 1st-round series, and it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be either Boston or Florida, and it's going to be a mean series.
Mm-hmm.
Do you let Austin rest at all going into the playoffs, or do you let him go for 70?
I don't.
Sorry, do you force him to rest? Because I'm sure he won't want to.
Right. You point to one Alex Ovechkin,
Mhm.
and you tell Matthews that's up to you. Do you remember a few years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Second last game of the season.
Tell me about it.
Ovechkin heads into the game. He's got 47 goals. Second last game. 48, 49, 50. Scores a hat trick, gets to 50 goals. The final game of the season, he's a healthy scratch and literally signing autographs on the concourse. That's your mission. That's it. Or, like, I think that decision needs to be made now. Like, or have that decision already made. Austin, you're not playing the last game.
I think it's already decided because as we went over the schedule, it's a back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way Austin Matthews is playing the back-to-back to finish the season. I think
The whole thing?
I wouldn't let him,
I think
play either.
I think you sit most of the roster on that back-to-back, and
Yeah.
right now the Leafs got 4 or 5. 6. Matthews has 5 games left.
There are limits to who you can sit. Like, I don't even know who they would be allowed to call up.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, Jones, I think it'd be cool if he played both.
Martin Jones plays both.
Yeah, I
games
agree.
back-to-back. Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
But as many Marlies as you can fit onto the roster, and then whoever's like healthy scratch, like you get them all in the lineup. That's how it's got to be. And he's got 5 games left. I look at it that way. I think he plays up until that point, but that back to back, that makes no sense to play that.
No, I mean, it could, if there's something on the line, which there could be.
No.
That game against Florida. Really?
No,
No, I don't think so.
no.
If you've done your job, there
right
shouldn't-
now, if I'm Sheldon Keefe, I tell him right now, you got 5 games left.
Mhm.
It's not 6, it's 5. You're not playing that game.
Could make the argument for 4.
You don't play either of
Well,
those.
an added factor here is the ridiculous gap. I have no clue what the playoff schedule is going to look like.
No,
I
we
don't understand it because, okay, forget the Leafs who have a game on April 17th and the playoffs start on April 20th. There are 6 games on the 18th. A bunch of them featuring NHL teams, a bunch of them featuring things that are going to affect the standings. How is any of that going to work? Like, even for like the ticket purchasing public, like you're gonna, like, a lot of people are gonna have like a 48-hour turnaround to like figure out how to go to a game. You know what I mean? I really have no idea.
I still feel like it should be the 22nd. I don't know what they're doing. Just give everybody a little breather here.
I know I'm biased because my schedule matters, or like this matters to my fucking professional and personal life. For other people, it's like, oh, whatever. The games will be when
it'll be Saturday night. There'll be a game on.
Yeah,
no big deal.
Yeah, but for me, I'm like, I need to book a babysitter.
You're looking at your personal life here.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Every spring, hey Steve, are you available for? I don't know. Every spring, the final few games of the season. Stop inviting me to things I don't know.
Last day of the regular season is April 18th. On that day, potential playoff teams playing: Vancouver, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Colorado, Vegas, LA. Those are all teams that are active on that day. And then a couple other teams that are going to miss, like Minnesota, Seattle, Calgary, San Jose, Anaheim, Chicago. They'll be in action as well, but those teams don't really matter at that point.
Like, without looking at the standings, like Edmonton and Colorado could play, and then in theory, like, play a playoff series against each other. 2 days later, like, I assume teams playing on the 18th will get an extra day. I think the start of the first round could be a friggin' mess.
So it looks like, just based on this, that Toronto will be the Saturday, and like Edmonton is that Sunday game. They always offset some of the biggest Canadian markets, so
right.
It'll be Toronto's that first game, and then Edmonton's that Sunday. But I don't know how they'll line up Vancouver and Winnipeg. Those series is.
Oh, you know what I just noticed? There's not a single Eastern Conference team. So the Eastern Conference will start on the Saturday.
There you go. Yeah.
Interesting.
Edmonton is back-to-back.
That's
the 17th and 18th.
So
wow.
Toronto. So is Toronto.
No, Toronto's back-to-back to
16,
16 and 17. Yeah, that's what, but I mean, like, to end the season, Edmonton gets back-to-back, and that's to play on the Sunday.
And it's against Colorado, too. Well, nobody's playing for either team in that game.
Call up Campbell and Rodrigue to play those games. Like, dude, that sucks.
I don't think they can call up Campbell still.
Can't they?
Because of the salary cap, right?
Oh, shit.
Oh, you're right.
They have to wait till the playoffs if they want to have him as, like, the fourth goalie or third goalie.
Stinks. I don't get it. I'm fascinated to know what the schedule is going to look like, because you don't want you want to have a couple Eastern Conference games and a couple Western Conference games every night to stagger it so that it's like Hockey Night in Canada every frigging night of the first round.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, it's the best. Like as a viewing experience, the first round is awesome.
With that being said, so we have 3 of the 4 Canadian teams that are going to be in the playoffs playing on the 18th. One of those teams will have to play on Saturday.
Not necessarily.
You think they're going to stack all of them on the Sunday?
No, the Leafs are playing Saturday.
No, the Leafs are. But then the other 3 play on the Thursday. So do all of those? So are we going to have one Canadian team playing on the first that night, and then all the other ones playing on the Sunday?
I think this is going to be one of those annoying years where a team plays game 1, and then the next night some other series is going into game 3.
Yeah. It could be like Vancouver, Winnipeg on the Sunday, Edmonton on the Monday.
It could be.
I don't have the foggiest.
I have no idea how they'll do it. Yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting. It's also stupid. It's also stupid.
Really
let's get back to this game for a second here. Since we're going to leave the tease, I have it written down in my prep, but I'm going to leave it. Friend of the show, Eric Engels, called the Reeves-Pizzetta matchup a mismatch, which is interesting because there's like a 1-inch height difference and a couple of pounds. It's not that crazy.
One is 6'1", the other 6'2", and they're like a 15 pound difference depending on what weight you see online.
And they have fought before.
They have fought before, which I think a lot of Habs fans were missing. Dude, I praised him for the fight.
Pizzetta? Yeah.
From the first preseason game I saw of him, which I think was like pre-COVID, I was like, that guy is not very good. and he's definitely going to play in the league because he's out of his mind. He's out of his mind. That dude fought Ryan Reeves twice and lived and yelled and chirped and screamed at him after. What a lunatic. What an absolute lunatic. Who would do that? Not a lot of guys. Michael Pezzetta would do that.
He would. He would.
I respect him.
I love you saw him yelling from the bench. You only got me once. You only got me once.
You're awful.
And then
You're
the Leafs
awful.
score, and you just see him look at just like F.
Reeves goes boom, and he goes fuck off.
Now Reeves has got to stop fighting because that finger keeps getting cut open. I think he cut it open on his previous fight against a visor. And
yeah, who did he fight before Pezzetta? He cut it open.
it was last week.
Oh, Tampa, fucking Jeannot, the guy they traded.
Oh,
for.
yes,
There you go.
Tanner Jeannot.
Tanner Jeannot.
He's got to back it down a little bit. A lot of Habs fans on Twitter saying, "Well, if Arbor Xhekaj had been playing," but he wasn't.
He was,
Right.
and
But
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If Xhekaj plays, that would have been the main event.
I don't think that their fight earlier in the year was the
No.
Xhekaj Habs fans make it seem like he won it. It was he fell over. I don't know.
Didn't he trip over the net?
Yeah.
Nah, stop.
I think Reeves owes Xhekaj a rematch.
Yes.
I agree.
We'll
Like,
get one next season. I think.
yeah, they need to go again. George Laraque was on Twitter. They were talking about it, how because some Leafs fans are going out and be like, Reeves doesn't care anything about Arbor Xhekaj. I was like, no. George Laraque's like, no, he definitely does.
No, he owes.
This is a thing. I was a tough guy. I know how this works. And I was like, yeah, probably listen to George Laraque about this kind of
I
stuff.
don't listen to George Laraque on literally anything else, but this one I do.
Really? Does
Yes,
he have bad takes?
I have
on things?
I've never seen more bad French language takes than what George Laraque puts on French radio, and nobody pays attention to it because it's French language radio. But the guy is like, you're like, wow, I can't believe it. But when it comes to fighting, I trust everything the guy
I
says.
had no idea.
Oh baby, ask Canadians fans. Ask Canadians fans about
Okay.
George Laraque and his, I think, what's it called? What's the radio station? It's like 8:10 a.m., whatever they are. Sport AM or something like that. I don't know.
91.9 is what he's on.
Okay.
Drives me nuts when they're like, "Oh yeah, you don't know about that?" No,
No,
I
I
know.
didn't pay enough attention.
Seriously?
Adam's tapped in to Montreal local radio.
What there needs to be, well, it's because I put together the show outlines, right? So I'm trying to find outrageous stuff. And what there needs to be is like an auto AI translate of whatever George Laraque says that day. Because he says some crazy shit. Occasionally it gets translated, and English people are like, whoa, George Laraque said that? And all the people who are, dual language speakers are like, yeah, he says crazy shit all the time.
Oh, the worst is there'll be like a tweet that's entirely in French, and someone will quote tweet it with, "Yes, just another day." And I'm like, what do you mean? Let me in on it. I don't know what the first one said. It's just another day.
Ugh.
Oh,
man.
Oh, this guy again. Can you believe it? No, I can't. Because I don't know what he said. Because I didn't pay enough attention. And I squeaked by in grade 10.
You
and
should have
dropped it.
conjugated more verbs.
I should have conjugated all of them, but I didn't know.
Jesse, what do you got there?
Nothing.
Oh, I thought you had something up there. I thought you were ready.
What was I supposed to get ready?
No, I was sorry. I apologize. I put you on the spot. I was like, I'm like, Jesse's got something. Anyway,
I
No,
just wanted to
I
say
don't.
the retelling of the Xhekaj Reeves fight from the beginning of the year, major Shelbyville vibes.
oh yeah,
And that's when the heroes of Shelbyville rose up.
yeah, turnip juice.
Yeah, let's all celebrate with a warm glass of turnip juice. They fell. Stop.
Yeah, and listen, I kind of like it. I like
Oh,
the fact,
totally.
I like the fact that there's chirping back and forth. I like the fact that Sens fans and Leafs fans are at each other's throats. Whatever it will be, and Eric Engels wrote an article that he thinks, because they lost again yesterday in second half of a back-to-back bad team, but he said that he said Canadians nearing the end of the low point of the rebuild, and it actually does kind of feel like that. It feels like this, like Ottawa doesn't feel like it's at its end. Montreal feels like, I think next year they're going to take a step forward.
I still think all the teams at the bottom of the Atlantic take a jump.
You said that last year
I did. And you know what?
and the year before about Ottawa specifically.
I was mostly right. I was way wrong about the Sens. Detroit took a jump. Buffalo took a jump. Not as big a... They didn't finish second in the friggin' division. well, Montreal not so much. They keep getting hurt.
Yep, that's a problem too.
Like they're the most hurt team in the league.
And they always are.
They always are. Like that's a weird identity.
Yeah. They always
Your
lose.
identity is we always have to pull from our ECHL team. That's weird.
I also think that there's an opportunity for them this summer to make some noise. You talk about, I think Eastern Canada is going to be very busy, and I don't know if Leaf fans are prepared for this, but I think it's going to be a monumental summer for the Leafs.
Huge summer for everyone. Oh yeah.
Well, not for everyone, but not like this is. I think we're going to see franchise altering stuff this summer.
Depending on how the playoffs go.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they win like a couple of rounds, I think everyone's like, bring it all back.
Yeah.
Bring the band back together for the 40th year in a row.
Yeah, but you can't.
If they win some stuff.
Yeah, but you don't have the dough.
No, they have the dough for next season. The guys are already locked up.
Yeah, like we know Bertuzzi's not going to be back because he was never going to sign here in the first place.
I don't know that.
My wife is
refuse to know that.
She has fallen in love with Tyler Bertuzzi, and she's like,
right.
Every time he scores a goal, she's like, he's going to stay, right? I'm like, he's not going to stay. Like, I don't think he's going to stay. I'm just enjoying it for if it happens.
I'm going to live in blissful denial.
Max Domi, I think, wants to stay, has wanted to stay, wanted to come here in the past. I think he'll stay. But yeah, they're going to have some holes to fill. I think it's going to be fascinating.
And when I'm saying they're sticking together if they win, I'm not talking about Tyler Bertuzzi.
No, you're talking
those aren't those are franchise-altering moves. They didn't have them even last year.
Oh,
so.
you mean the core?
I mean the core. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry. I thought you meant like, they're not going to trade Kampf.
you thought that's what I meant.
Yeah.
When Adam said
you know what?
franchise-altering moves.
It's not what I might extend Holmberg.
This is where your mind went.
I meant something else. Anyway, I do want to say this, okay? Leafs are taking on the charging Pittsburgh Penguins tonight. Jake Gensel was apparently the thing holding the Pittsburgh Penguins back. Maybe Jake Gensel sucks. You know, have we thought about that?
He's been the best trade deadline acquisition in terms of points.
Well, why are the Penguins all of a sudden
He's been
making
on
playoffs, Jesse?
fire.
Who's
for the
second?
Hurricanes.
Michael Bunting?
He's
been unreal too.
Honestly, in points they might be like 1 and 2. Yeah.
I want to say we learned something very upsetting this weekend
What did we learn?
because in the CJ Show group chat, I said Gensel getting traded was to Sidney Crosby what Krillin getting killed by Frieza was to Goku. Which, if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, is a really, really, really good analogy.
Mm-hmm.
CJ goes, I don't know what that is.
I can see that.
Yeah, you
doesn't
realize
know-
he didn't like grow up at the same time.
Yeah,
as
he didn't.
you.
He's old enough.
Dragon Ball Z is older than I am.
Yeah, but like
It had a renaissance in the late 90s, early 2000s or whatever. CJ doesn't know what Dragon Ball Z is?
realize everybody's not Steve Dangle.
That's right.
How do you live a life? How do you make it to 40 and a little bit up and not know what Dragon Ball Z is?
No
We
show
got
has taken
different experiences in our lives.
Oh, you're wrong.
no show
really
has
don't.
taken one episode's worth of content and stretched it over a season better than Dragon Ball Z.
He does all that running. You've never ran by a Goku poster?
I personally love 20 episodes of him doing workouts in the gravity chamber
Yeah.
or something like that.
I
Get ready
also love that.
for the fight that happened like an entire year later. It was just
Yeah, you're not even going to
Stupid.
talk about the
Stupid.
yelling saga where he said, ah! But then the next episode, it was an octave higher. Ah!
yeah.
You're not even going to. You don't appreciate the classics.
Like I said, the Pens are charging. If they beat the Leafs tonight, they are in over the Red Wings. The Red Wings play tomorrow night. They beat the Lightning this weekend. I want to ask you, Flyers, how do you lose 6-2 to the Blue Jackets?
Man.
Capitals, how do you lose to the? I know you got your point. How do you lose to the Senators when you're supposed to be
tired
trying?
Sens.
What's that?
The tired
The tired Sens. The Sens played the night before.
and traveled.
Outrageous. You guys don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. The
Who
Islanders.
does?
Guess who picked the Islanders to be third in the Metro Division?
Was it you?
That was me a couple weeks ago, and they are. I don't know what I
Couple
picked at the
weeks.
beginning of the
About
season.
to say, what were our? We're gonna do that on the last day of the regular
Are we?
season, that Wednesday.
Oh, I
or
can't
no,
wait.
that Friday podcast. We'll do that.
I can't
We'll go
wait.
back to our preseason rankings
But I'm just
predictions.
now. They're not. Nobody's far out of anything, right? Because the Penguins, the Caps, and the Flyers all have 83 points. The Islanders have 85. The one thing is that the Penguins, the Caps, and the Islanders have a game in hand on the Flyers. So the Flyers have put themselves in a really, really bad spot here.
So all those teams you mentioned, with the exception of the Flyers, if they win out, the maximum they can get is 93 points. That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. And none
Wasn't
of
there
them
a cutoff one point where, like, to make the Western, or sorry, the Eastern Conference playoffs, it was like near 100 points?
It was ridiculous. It was completely ridiculous. And, like, do we think any of those teams are going to win out? The Flyers almost have to.
Mm-hmm. The Penguins are on a 4-game winning streak already.
It really is just about getting hot at the right time.
100%. And the Red Wings, like, what's your excuse, man?
Dude.
You better start winning. They won their last game, but like 4-4-2 in their last 10. Do you want to make the playoffs or do you not?
They got Alex Lyon back. It's like none of them are really playing well.
I
so
think
it's going to come down to who's playing well, and right now it's Pittsburgh.
I think it's going to be Islanders-Pittsburgh. Now,
Yeah.
on my updated standings, that's what I think. I think Pittsburgh wants it real bad. And I have been down on Pittsburgh all year. I respect the hell out of what's going on with the Penguins right now. It's crazy. Now, how do the Penguins match up? Let's say they do beat the Leafs tonight, which would be very Leafy. I hope they don't, but let's say they got to play the New York Rangers. The New York Rangers will be almost 25 points up on them when the season ends, right? How do you feel like those teams match up?
Pittsburgh, New York, eh?
You can't select any of the teams that take that third spot in the Metro or the second wildcard spot. I don't think you can select any of them to win.
Against the Rangers?
First round series against anybody else.
The silence you're hearing from me is me talking myself into an upset.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
I think you're more likely to get an upset with Tampa and Boston if they play each other.
What isn't an
I don't
upset
think that's an
because it's
upset.
Tampa.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at the differential in points, you're what, 12, 13 points?
Yeah, but no one, you have to respect the Tampa
Yeah.
factor.
I know, but the Kucherov line has been like a +5 total this year in net differential. Like, it's not great.
Okay,
not great.
So you're going to try and take something away from the guy who's going to win the Hart Trophy.
Kucherov,
I don't know that he should.
It's valid to say Kucherov is on the ice for a lot of goals against. He is. It's valid.
Okay.
Oh, no, that doesn't matter then.
Okay.
Getting outscored doesn't matter.
Okay.
Got it.
I think the original point here.
Fuck. The Leafs won the 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 Stanley Cup. Getting outscored doesn't matter.
I think
the original point here is that if Tampa beats Boston, it's not an upset. And trying to spin some weird take that Kucherov isn't that good. And
Isn't
so that,
that good?
That's not
So
what I'm
that-
saying. That's not what I'm saying. And by the way,
he's not
I'm
as
saying it would be an
impressive.
upset. I'm saying it would be an upset. Absolutely, it's going to be an upset. Tampa beats Boston. Bruins fans are going to hit the roof. And they should. Boston should steamroll Tampa.
Well, second year in a row, you lose to a wild card team.
Yes. And this,
Yeah, but it's Tampa. I think all I'm trying to say is Tampa's very good. And if they
agree.
go into a series with the Boston Bruins, they can easily win that. But if I'm looking at the Philadelphia Flyers against the New York Rangers, I'm not picking the Flyers.
No.
We were unanimous
But I
with
can
the Tampa thing.
easily pick the Lightning over the Bruins.
could you see, like, let's say the Islanders, Jesse, finish in that second wild card spot. Tampa has locked up their playoff spot, by the way. So there's only 2 playoff spots left. Third in the Metro, second wild card spot. Okay. So if it's Islanders, can you see the Islanders just going full smother on the New York Rangers? Like preventing them from scoring?
No. They're minus 23.
Based on what we've seen out of the Islanders, it would be really shocking.
There is a...
Because I'm convinced the Capitals and Flyers will get run over. The Penguins...
There's a 76... Wait, I'm stupid. Is it 76 goals is the differential between the Islanders and Rangers? Because you're technically adding 53 and 23? Yeah, 76 goals.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, look at
Holy
the
shit.
Capital differential is 94.
Oh my God.
New York is at plus 53. Capitals at minus 41. So I guess what I'm saying here is that does New York essentially get a bye into the second round?
No. There's
Have
no
we
such
agreed
thing.
that
No, because
Does it go beyond 4 games?
they are NHL teams competing in the NHL playoffs. Anybody can be anybody at any given time. Every victory is a hard victory when it comes to the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah.
It's
When are we
ridiculous
gonna
to
learn?
say it's an automatic buy.
Yeah, what are we going to learn? We
Yeah.
said that about Boston last year.
Yep.
We said that about Tampa in 2019. We got to learn.
I have another question.
Is it as stupid as the first one?
Steve,
I-
looking at the standings before we move off too quickly, the Buffalo Sabres finished last season with 91 points, and they got
They did?
remember they had that late charge and they just
yeah.
missed the playoffs, and
Wow, so they're
so I think
shit.
it's a little bit of a step back. I know we were talking about that earlier about them taking a step forward. It's a little bit of a step back from where they were last year.
I'm so
Yeah.
surprised and disappointed, and I'm sure their fans are too.
And if we're talking about step backs, the biggest step back and the most disappointing season, I think, from any team in the NHL is the New Jersey Devils.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
Brutal.
There is a playoff spot sitting right there all the whole season for you, and you're sitting there with 79 points.
Not just missing the playoffs this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bad.
After
Bad, bad.
last year was so impressive what all those young guys did.
And I think next year will be impressive. too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, you get Dougie Hamilton back, you figure out your goaltending. That's a great
yeah, new coach. Like
You
So-
get a new coach.
that'll be such
Yes.
a big boost for them.
If none of Detroit, Pittsburgh, Washington, or Philly win any of their remaining games, Buffalo can make it. Or no, New Jersey can make it. Sorry. Buffalo too, technically. So that's all that needs to happen. It's true.
I forgot to bring this up in the Senator segment, but I still want to bring it up. Not all coaching changes are good coaching changes. And this is where it's been interesting. Travis Green it's interesting what's happened in New Jersey. I'm curious about what is going to go on in Buffalo. The Senators coaching change has not been great. The Senators since January 1st have allowed a league worst 153 goals. And so what's going to be interesting this year is it looks like, because it's not a great free agent class this year in terms of players, and I'm not going to go through all the players that are free agents right now. My point is, I think it's going to be an interesting and great free agency coach year. Like, I think if you're a coach going into an expired deal or you just got fired or whatever, you have the opportunity to make so much money. Because you got to think about, like, I think Buffalo's, they got to be looking at that, right? They got to be looking at it. You got to be considering it. Detroit's got to be considering it. If Detroit misses, you have to consider it. Pittsburgh won't, because Mike Sullivan's new extension kicks in next year.
Also, look at them.
Yeah, they're charging.
Dude, they can't defend.
Oh, but
I know that Tampa game, the warm and fuzzies, and they end up winning. Holy shit, that team can't defend.
No, that's been the problem all year. But there's some teams where I'm like,
You know who should have a job, and it's a shame that he got fired earlier and that he's not coaching them right now?
Bruce Boudreau?
Jay Woodcroft.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I'm
Jay
so
should have a job.
surprised.
If I'm one of these teams that just had a disappointing year or fired my coach or whatever, like Jay Woodcroft's got to be at the top of the list. He's got to get an interview for every open position.
It's totally about how you look at it. Number one, he had the best winning percentage in Edmonton Oilers history. Number two, holy shit, were they right? They nailed it. Look at them. They've been one of the best teams in the world since that firing.
Would the Oilers have turned it around anyways?
It's possible.
There's no way that McDavid would have been that McDavid.
McDavid was scoring at the lowest pace of his career, I think, including his rookie year, and they couldn't get a save.
it feels like Todd Richards in the Blue Jackets before Torts took over.
A little bit.
Like
except
Bobrovsky was
some guy.
he was the worst goalie in the league.
Yeah.
And then Torts is there, and then Bobrovsky's the greatest goaltender, wins the Vezina.
But
right?
It was some guy stepping in, whereas this is the guy who was winning 1 billion games with them. And
I think his biggest mistake was sticking to the defensive scheme he was trying to make them play.
Yeah.
They didn't
Yes.
have the talent to play that scheme, right? They just didn't. And so you look at what happened is immediately when Knobloch steps in, Evan Bouchard's a candidate for Norris, right? Like it's and I think
for his defense.
not for his defense, but that's okay. It's not like Erik Karlsson ever won a Norris Trophy for his defense.
Totally.
I think the thing is Jay Woodcroft is going to be a good fit on a team that's smart defensively, and so and you look at the jump that the Oilers took when Dave Tippett gave way to Jay Woodcroft, right? Because Tip, that was pretty embarrassing how bad that Oilers team was. Do you remember that 2019? How bad that team was, and then Woodcroft takes over, and all of a sudden they're this amazing hockey team.
Yes.
Yeah, so Woodcroft's a good coach. It's just he implemented a bad system. He paid the price.
I liked his process in implementing, because I think what they wanted to do was go to the defensive zone hybrid system. And
Yes.
the zone hybrid has been the most effective defensive system in the NHL recently. Like those teams, like the Vegas Golden Knights who run that, and the Colorado Avalanche, their most recent Stanley Cup champions. You know, they've been very effective at running that. So I understand why he went there, but he didn't have the horses to do it, and he didn't abandon it soon enough, I guess.
Kale Maker changes that.
Kale Maker.
Can I make an observation with the Senators situation?
Sure.
Jacques Martin, like I was looking at his last head coach job. It's 2012.
Yeah, it was a stupid hire.
That's a very long
He
time.
should have never been that. He should never have been the interim head
Coney.
coach.
We were talking about Coney.
Yeah.
2012.
Wow! And the end of the world, Jesse. And the end of the world.
That was
Coney.
the start of Obama's second term. Like that was a very long time ago, man.
A lot has happened.
A lot of
Yeah,
like.
I was living in Calgary. That's a long time ago. Long time ago.
Well, actually, he was 13, 12, and 7, which means he was canned. Which means no, like he might have been. It might have been 2011, and he was replaced with Randy Cunnyworth.
Jay Woodcroft would be great in Ottawa.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
I think he'd be a good fit.
Maybe.
I like that, and I like the way he stands.
Me too.
He really pops that butt when he stands.
I've told it before. I'll say it again. We were in Montreal, and he happened to be at the same bar as us, and he was standing at a pool table, and he was doing the stance, and I was like, oh, he's doing the thing.
Jacques Martin was brought in there to like smash heads together, get everybody to play like smart hockey and everything. It seems like that just not worked at all.
No, this team has been very ready for the season to be over for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, could they not have been in this wild card conversation? Like, where we keep saying, those friggin' Metro teams, like they could have been in it too.
Yep. Easily. It's like the points to get to just into the conversation of, hey, if you go on a streak here, you can make the playoffs. It's so little that it's sad that Ottawa couldn't be in this fight right now.
I'm looking. They have 1 point a game player.
Who's that?
Tim Stützle. No, wait. No, they don't. They have 0 point a game players. He has 70 in 75. It feels like they have way too much talent for that to be the case, especially with everyone scoring 1 billion points these days. Like scoring has gone up and they can't do it. I don't get it.
How many points does Brady have?
68 in 76.
Damn.
Dude, no one's even really close other than Stu.
Giroux, what's his goal total? Is he like
21?
21.
Kachuk has 34. Batherson has 27. Wasting a pretty good season from him. Kubalik has 11 goals, but only 15 points in 72 games. Ooh! Dude, no, it stinks. Top to bottom, it stinks. An 890 save percentage from your starter because your backup is an 885. Boo!
I thought Anton Forsberg would be so much better than what he was this season.
He previously has
because
been.
of what he's demonstrated so far, and it's been disappointing.
I honestly believe they could show up next year with the exact same team and be better. Like, just everything's gone wrong.
We did say that towards the end of
Oh.
2023.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But not
Maybe I
losing
should adjust.
your first round pick and your second line center or your third line center for 41 games. Yeah, it can help. I want to say a couple of things here. The first thing is Drew and Stu are back. So if you're into, if you want to talk Masters, they're doing a full preview episode. It's already out, so check that out. If you want ad-free versions of the STP, you can get that. $6.99 through YouTube. And then Spotify and Apple, it's actually a little bit cheaper right now until we raise the prices on June 1st.
Rip us off!
But
And
that only works if you buy the year-long subscription, though. You gotta buy the year-long.
Yeah, you can lock in the price right now for the year-long subscription, or you could just do you could do 1 month in May?
Yeah.
For the cheaper price?
Someone,
There are tiers, by the way, that you can get just the VIP episode if you want to pay for that $3.99 on YouTube. YouTube allows us to tier things.
Someone sent me a screenshot of their year-long purchase on Apple, and they're like, successfully ripped off. Ripped you off. And I was like, good. Keep ripping us off.
We deserve it.
Can we
Thank
talk
you.
about our shirts?
I was just about
Oh!
to say.
We have them. Yes,
Got a
Jesse,
nice-
please.
We got a nice shout out in the LFR. I was watching that and I was very pleased.
Wow, did Steve Dangle mention us?
Yes. So
Crazy.
You guys you're really gonna pop off now.
Oh, damn. Look at these.
as the Leafs clinched a playoff spot on Friday, despite not even playing, we released our clenched
Yeah.
merch.
Lunch.
So if you go to sdpnshop.ca, you'll see we have 3 different designs of our clenched shirts. We got the X,
Love that.
the X clenched.
You don't
We got
have to get black.
the regular. Oh yeah, there's so many. There's a couple different colors there. We got the playoffs clenched, the Steve Dangle podcast, little X, and then we got the clenched corgi.
The corgi? What's the corgi?
The clenched corgi
Why
is our
is there-
new favorite mascot
Why is there a
Um,
corgi?
because he's clenching his butt.
Oh, okay.
He's clenching his
Where
butt.
did you find
Where?
this?
How did you make that?
Clenched corgi clenching his butt, and it says clenched, and there's a little X, and it says SDPN.
All right.
So the clenched corgi has been one of the favorites that's been
Why
going.
is that the case? Maddie likes that so much. Maddie's like, oh, that's the one.
It's the corgi, and he's clenching his butt.
Maddie,
Maddie.
No, I was just saying, place my order.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
want it.
Wow.
Adam's hating on
That-
the clenched corgi.
The clenched corgi.
Corgi's actually like my favorite dog. They're so cute.
They're a good dog.
They're
Yeah,
good dogs.
absolutely.
Solid.
Adam hates them.
Oh, no, I like corgis. They're fine.
SDPNshop.ca. Get your clenched merch. It's also, I'll put it in the description.
Clench.
The other thing we should say is that we got a special delivery today.
Oh, yeah, we want to do that now?
Yeah, let's do that now because this is really something that we all share together. And by us, I don't mean me, Steve, and Jesse, and everybody else at this network. I mean you, who have liked and subscribed for years and years and years.
And
You've been
told
around
all
forever.
your friends.
And told all your friends. You did
did.
tell all your friends, and we appreciate that. So
Just give me a second.
that's okay. I'll tap dance.
Use your keys.
One thing about this is that we didn't know how the process worked, and so it took us several months to figure it out because we passed this milestone, and then we promptly forgot about the thing that you get when you pass the milestone, right?
I did not. I was just polite and didn't say anything.
You didn't say anything.
No, I remembered
Okay,
it.
we all kind of forgot.
Yes.
And so what I'm talking about here is SDPN crossing 100,000 subscribers, which was a big deal. It was a big deal for us, and we really appreciate you subscribing to the channel. And Jesse is now officially pulling out the YouTube plaque that
That's how
we
you know-
forgot to claim because you got to claim it. So this is what it comes in. It's an unboxing video. Here we go.
How you know it's a sturdy box? Because Jesse has the strongest hands in the world.
Here we go, Jesse. All right, let's see.
Go to 3cam. Go to there you go.
All right. Ooh.
Do I get the honor?
Are you unboxing?
This is our YouTube plaque.
Oh, we get a signed note.
Ooh, it comes with a thing.
Take that.
Old.
There you go. You can read it. Read it out to the people.
Ooh. Do you remember your first subscriber? Your 100th? Your 1,000th subscriber? Chances are you do. And we know that you'll definitely remember your 100,000th subscriber. Your fans may have found you while searching YouTube, learned about you through a friend, told all your friends, or maybe you showed up as a recommended video. No matter how they came to your channel, your audience stayed and their numbers increased because of you and the community you've built. We're proud to honor your impressive milestone by reaching 100,000 subscribers with the Silver Creator Award. Congratulations. We know that you have many more stories to share with your community, and we know your fans can't wait for you to amaze them. Are you amazed, guys? Even more with your commitment and creativity. So keep creating, keep building. We can't wait to see what you'll do next, and we're here to support you along the way. And who knows, when you reach your 1,000,000th subscriber, we may just write to you and ask, do you remember your 100,000th subscriber? Yours sincerely, Near Mohan.
And
Neil
it's-
Mohan.
So we'll because this is a very nice piece of paper.
Yeah.
It's good stock.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're gonna frame that. And
So Steve, as you said, you should do the honors. You can
I
take
didn't
out.
say that. I said, can I do these?
just do
I
the
was
honors.
polite.
Yes, take it out.
Do the honors. Show
show
everybody.
the world.
Oh, wait, how do I open this?
No, it just slips out the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
oh, okay. I wasn't sure if I had
There you go. Show the world.
manly.
Show the world. Show the world.
So that's thank you to everybody that's ever worked here.
Yep.
Thank you to everybody who is currently and who will work in the future, and everybody who is subscribed. Thank you so much. It's very cool to get one of these. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like this is incredible. This is such a cool moment. Yeah, and it's all about the subscribers, the actual 100,000 of you that subscribe to this channel. This is for you. This is friggin' awesome.
Yeah, very, very cool. Now we got to go for 1 million.
You all got to touch it. It's like the cup.
Yeah.
Something like the cup.
Do
Yeah.
we get to drink out of it?
No.
No.
Well, you'd have
Why
to take
not?
a very...
Yeah.
Shot at it.
If I put beer in the top and I chug it,
I don't know.
Here, wait. I think the OCD listeners are gonna love this. Instead of paint, there.
Yeah.
Just cover up the ding that way.
Yeah, for anybody who listens to this show, on the background of the set where we sit, Adam made a little scratch mark,
I did. And people are very upset about it.
and it's quite disturbing.
Yep.
They're right.
And are they
are
right?
right.
I don't know if they're right.
I think they're right. I think
You
this
think
is
they're
Fuller.
right?
No, they're
I think this is Fuller Part 2.
Stop it.
They are. You
no.
have the right to complain about the little scratch mark. It is annoying.
Well, I will fix it before the playoffs. How's that sound? I will fix it before the
You
playoffs.
sound upset.
I am. It's ridiculous. They made me bring it up on the live stream too. I was like, what?
Yeah, everybody
serious?
talks about it because the little.
They're like, is it still there? There we go.
I'm so happy.
Great.
Steve's
Amazing.
happy.
Let's do the press conference.
Woo.
Okay, you have to put it down.
No, I don't.
You have to put it down.
No, I don't. You're not my dad.
The Steve Dangle Press Conference.
We're talking a lot about playoffs, and one thing that we should bring up. I was tagged in to bring up, I should say. Lauren Oshie, the partner of TJ Oshie. Is it Lauren Oshie's fault that the Capitals are going to miss the playoffs? Because Lauren Oshie posted on her Instagram story,
Oh no.
we're looking for a seamstress local to the DMV, where the Caps play, who could help with 25-ish playoff jackets.
Oh no.
Looking for a quick turnaround, please DM if you know of anyone. Since that Instagram story looking for playoff jackets, the Capitals are now 0-3-1 and have been outshot 17-7 since. That's from
man.
Travis Tuthill at Caps Travis on.
Outscored.
What did I say?
Outshot.
Oh, outscored. Sorry. Yes.
I was like, man, those are low event games.
No, outscored 17-7 since that.
I have to be honest. Yes.
Right? I feel like
I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that. But Lauren, come on. What are we doing here?
Lexi LaFleur is a really good follow on TikTok. She's the partner of JT Brown.
Yes, she's funny.
And she was talking about like she talks a lot about like WAG etiquette and everything. So WAG is wives and girlfriends or whatever. And I guess what is it, Lauren
Oshie. Yeah.
So I guess she's like head WAG,
You're right.
right? Because she's in charge of, I got to get us all jackets. She's doing such a nice and caring thing.
Yes.
And everyone's like, it's her fault. That's so brutal.
So it's been it's all in jest, but also she might have jinxed the Capitals.
Yeah.
But also,
Maybe the Caps.
she won a cup there, so maybe go easy.
Could the Caps also just not be very good, and they're in a race of some pretty bad teams?
Maybe.
I don't-
Maybe she's the one who opened the curtain.
Nah, it's true.
Tried
Could be.
to distract
They're all,
Corpsell.
listen, they're all bad.
Yeah.
Like they're all bad. Whoever makes it, they're bad. We just talked about it. They're bad.
I can't wait for them to sweep.
Oh, it's gonna be
Bruins,
great,
Right?
Yeah. Oh no, the Rangers
Or the
Play
Rangers.
The Rangers.
Or
Whoever
both.
goes in, just play
or the Hurricanes if the 2-3.
Oh, could
you know?
oh yeah, that's
Won
true.
the
They could
Metro-
just jump into that
Because the
three
Metro
spot.
team's got to get in there.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
All right, so this is from at Paul Allen's card. Should there be a rule against players passionately kissing in front of the net to distract goalies in a man advantage situation?
Sean Avery would. Sean Avery would have done anything to distract the goalie.
I don't
No, I don't think there should.
I don't think so.
I don't think
No,
there
they should allow that, right?
They should allow it.
Is it? I assume it's allowed.
It's if it's as long as it's between teammates, right? Like you can't just passionately
you
kiss
can't.
the other. player.
That's interference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
you can't do
no-
that.
Or it's a stern talking to Brad Marchand. Don't lick him again, Brad. Don't lick him.
Yeah, then I'll
Stop.
sign
No,
it, and then he'll sign a couple sticks for you.
Well, Brad, yes, Brad licked a member of the other team.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, you can't be doing that. There's no rules about licking your own teammates.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, even licking their tongue. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I don't think there should be a rule against that.
No, and I'm pretty sure it'd be allowed.
Yeah, and here's what I want to say to the NHL. Try it, cowards. If you don't try it, you're a coward, aren't you?
Technically, you could like reenact a skit and do a dance in front of a goalie as long as you're not just putting your hand in front of their face like Sean Avery was to Brodeur.
You can do anything, really.
You can do anything.
Yeah, and
I like
like
that.
I know Tumblr's pretty much dead because of what the changes they made. But if you're on Tumblr, like that's a fan fiction you can write right there.
Oh, baby.
We would have that
Well, front of the net- front of the net action.
before
All right, this one's from @LCeldo. Where's
hello,
the
Adam.
fucking sun? They write to us.
Yeah, so this goes into a question I was going to ask during the main show, but I saved it for the press conference.
All right.
My question, which I think precedes Adam Elseldo's question, but they work together, is does anyone give a shit about this eclipse?
So, yes, they do. And I actually have a funny story from family dinner last night.
Oh, tell me.
So, the in-laws got a
What were you eating?
what did we eat? It was really good. There was like a pistachio cheesecake at the end of it. Oh, it was beef. It was prime beef and with Yorkshire puddings.
Oh, wow.
And
Very British.
I mean, they're Brits, right? Like,
Yeah.
Gosh darn.
and Yorkshire puddings and the hot mustard.
That's some good stuff. All right, continue.
It's
Thank you.
good stuff.
Fat guy corner.
Fat guy corner.
Mhm.
I had
Mhm.
4 or 5 Yorkshire puddings. Anyway,
All
but I walked there. So anyway, they have all these eclipse glasses, but they were saying they don't work. They were upset because they don't work. And I
The
was like,
eclipse isn't on.
well, I was like, what do you mean they don't work? So I put them up to my eyes and they're like, well, you can't see anything. And I was like, well, that's interesting. I can't see anything. Like nothing, not even the faintest anything. So I go right up to the kitchen light wearing them. I still see nothing. It's just black. And they're like, yeah, see, they don't work. And I go, I have this wild idea. I'm going to go outside and look at the sun. They work perfectly fine.
Maybe because they're for the eclipse.
They're meant for the sun. They actually work so well. You put them on, you look at the sun, even without the eclipse, you can see like the solar flares.
Wow.
Like it's actually really friggin' sick if you have eclipse glasses.
Important to know that you have no pain receptacles in your eyes, like in your retinas. So if you are looking at the sun, you'll never feel the damage happening. It's like, so you know how you have nerve endings? Like if I were to pinch it. Yeah, so if I was, you'd feel that, right?
Yeah, I did.
You will not feel it with the eyeballs thing, and that's why people are so freaked out about it. Is like there are some people that are like, I'm going to look directly at this for sustained minutes.
Okay, so I don't understand how the eclipse gives you eye damage, but like just a regular summer's day doesn't. Is it that it's easier to look at, but so you don't realize?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Ah.
You're not supposed to look directly at the sun ever.
Yeah.
Well, I know that. Yeah, but I don't know. You ever get curious? You ever forget what it looks like? You want to remind yourself?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Maddie, if you want to bring this up, this is the image that's been going viral last week or so. This is the Airbnb book. Oh my gosh. Pop-up ads.
Axios!
Pop-up ads on. I'm trying to look at this image. All right. This is Airbnb bookings across the United States. That dark line is more bookings, the darker it gets. And that is the exact line where the eclipse will be on. So to answer your question about do people care? Yes. Millions and millions of people really care about this eclipse.
And it won't happen again for another 444 years.
I don't know. I kind of want to see it.
But you can't.
What
You
do
have
you
the glasses.
You're not going to see
You're not
it at
going to see
all.
it's cloudy.
You're here.
Well,
It's going to happen in like an hour.
yeah.
I know. It's well, what if you booked an Airbnb during that or along that strip?
Mhm.
So you're just boned then.
What do you-
Yeah, you would be boned.
Well, you booked an Airbnb to look at the sun for a few seconds, and you're not even going to be able to because
Oh, because of the cloud? Well, I
Yeah.
assume it's not cloudy everywhere. It's cloudy here in Toronto, but I assume it's not cloudy everywhere.
well, you never know.
I don't know if the entire line is
The
cloudy.
whole friggin' line.
I think a lot of these people will be fine.
It's the whole line. Listen, there's a solar eclipse. There's been earthquakes. There's been volcanoes. Just something's happening. We don't know where P. Diddy
If someone
is. Something's going on.
But someone in your family sits you down and goes, "Well, you'll never believe what happened during the eclipse." Your answer has to be, "I bet I can."
Adam, you are like
so
anti-eclipse.
I'm-
You think it's the Justin Trudeau's fault? The
Oh,
carbon
yeah, for
tax.
sure.
He did this.
It's the carbon. This is the reason the carbon tax is in. No, I just feel
I
like
knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I feel. I know.
No,
I
but
just
honestly.
think, listen.
It's all a
I-
conspiracy from Big Sun.
I can understand why, like 3,000 years ago, people were fascinated by them. Now I'm like, I'll Google it. Like, if I'm outside and it happens to happen,
I'll
like, great.
Google it.
But like, it's cloudy. It's really gray. You can see how the weather. See, you can see the neighbor's basketball net through the thing there. See, you can see the neighbor's basketball net. Gray. It's gray. You're not gonna see it.
Do you want a hot stock tip from
Sure.
a guy who doesn't invest in stocks at all? Any eyewear company, any company that does like LASIK or sells glasses.
Right after this.
Do you know how many dumbasses are going to look straight at this eclipse, even though the only thing most people know about eclipses is that you're not supposed to look at them?
Yep.
And they're going to ruin their vision
Yep.
forever.
Yep.
Stock
I think that's a good
going
call.
up.
Go after it. Get those LASIK things. What else we got, Jesse? Question wise. What else we got?
You'll Google it.
Well,
Google it.
it's like it's not that like
You'll
they
Google it.
moved a PA day so that people wouldn't be driving.
There it is.
People have
there
the
it is.
day
We found
off,
out why
right?
he's pissed. We found out why he's pissed.
I'm like-
Everly's at home.
No, daycare's still open.
Oh, daycare. Okay.
Yeah, so she's in school daycare, so it's like it's just the
So she doesn't even get to enjoy her day off. Really
well,
cool.
no, because I have to
fun
work.
dad. Cool fun dad.
gotta
All
work,
right.
man.
Don't let that. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it just people were making a huge deal of it. I'm like,
This, I guess, it's a bigger deal. 3,000 years ago, you think the world is ending?
Oh shit! Oh shit! And you wouldn't even know it was coming.
No.
It would just happen one day. Oh my god!
I
God!
saw
Yeah.
a tweet that said, if this was 3,000 years ago and the earthquake happened and then the sun disappeared, everybody,
times.
the entire
End times.
time,
What did I do? What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yo,
the
I
entire
repent.
village
Do you
is
know
like
what-
going insane.
well, do you know how many animals would be sacrificed? It'd be crazy. Like, what is it? The Romans used to like sacrifice like a bird and look at its entrails before a
Why do you know
battle.
this? Why do you know
To see if it was a good time to attack or not. Like if the liver,
'cause the
if the
bird
liver
knows.
says this. So during one of their battles, there was, I think it was a Roman battle or was it Alexander? Anyway, one of their battles, an eclipse like happened and people fucking lost their minds.
yeah, they would have thought it's magic.
Yeah, like there's a God is looking at us. Like, you know what I mean? That to me is the coolest part of the eclipses. How does this affect people that don't know what's going on?
It's like accidentally locking eyes with a stranger, except the stranger's God.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they all would have been staring at it too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know how many people went blind? I saw something funny recently. It was like, how many of past illusions were just people who needed glasses?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
They
God.
were all
For a lot of
invented.
history, glasses didn't exist.
Yes.
They were all invented like the 30 years following an eclipse. It's possible.
Oh man.
People
Yeah.
they couldn't see.
I don't know. If there's interesting reasons why I should be interested in an eclipse, please leave them in the comment section or compliment section. I would love to hear.
I would,
But I'm just
I wanna
not that-
hear from people who like went to an eclipse. Like, did you go to Niagara Falls? Because that's a big.
Yeah.
Like, there's like 1 million people going to show up at Niagara Falls. Did you go to
Like,
the,
that is
the
not-
eclipse party?
Like that's
What? Like,
crazy, right?
You don't have
Yeah.
a soccer field near you, or like why?
No,
why
but
do you have to go
want to
Niagara
be on the
Falls?
line.
Yeah, it's
Niagara
on the
Falls is
line.
on the line.
So it's not about being at the falls.
It's
although
about
that would
being-
look beautiful.
It's about being on the line, and Niagara Falls happens to be on the line. The GO train, our local major public transportation, send like special trains today that go directly to Niagara Falls.
See, now that makes sense because there are people. There's people are asking for it. They want to go.
They asked the guy.
The reason though that I find it weird is that people asked in the first place. Like, there are people that chase eclipses. Like, if you're chasing tornadoes like Twister, like I get it.
So much
That's
rootage.
fucking crazy, man. What a cool experience that would be.
Fuck the
Chasing an eclipse. I'm like, okay, like what? What am I like? I just feel like am I taking crazy pills here? What is this? Who cares? Who cares?
Millions of people. Millions.
Oh my God,
Millions.
my rock's gonna get in front of the sun for 30 seconds. I'm so crazy about this. What?
Adam, it is a miracle, a miracle of the cosmos that the moon is. Wait, what? How does it work?
I don't know how an eclipse works.
It's something like the sun is 400 times larger than the Earth, and the Earth is 400 times larger than the moon.
Yeah.
So that's why they line up perfectly. Something like that.
And
Okay.
it's not going to happen again for a long time.
And it's not. It's
Right.
like never gonna happen again.
not in our life.
But who cares? I can Google it.
well, like,
You're a piece of garbage. You're a piece of crap.
do you remember the blood moon?
Is that
You guys
a piece
remember
of
the blood
garbage?
The blood moon?
Where the moon turned red?
No, I
right?
don't.
That was cool. That was like 10 years ago.
Why?
I don't remember that.
All right. So
That was
Adam's
cool.
just part of the pro moon lobby.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Because Justin Trudeau's anti-moon.
That's right.
So Adam's pro-moon.
Of course, you love the red moon, you lib.
Yeah.
God, that's the
weird
best.
to me. It's
We're
weird.
going to play a game of point per game from Miro at Miro Norris requested we play it, but we'll play it next episode.
Okay.
We went a little long on the Eclipse talk.
Well, I mean, it's the story of the day.
And he doesn't care.
What
He
would
doesn't care.
what would we do without entire news reports devoted to something like this?
I would love to hear from Sid and know what percentage of BT this morning was just the Eclipse.
You know what? I'll text him right
Well,
now.
the rest of it was him missing a ball on a tee.
Yeah, that wasn't right.
Dude, I would rather the news talk about the eclipse than me be on the DVP today going, what the, whoa, wait, hell. Because that's what's
Freaking
going to
out.
happen.
Apparently, like a lot of animals are going to be really messed up because of this.
Yeah.
There's gonna
'cause
be-
they're all going to think they're dead.
I don't know how any of this works, but like cicadas who were that were underground for like 100 years.
Yeah, they're like every
are
27 years or
They're
something.
coming back out, or I guess 27, not 100.
not 100. I don't
They're,
think.
No,
they're
it's-
coming back out from underground because the moon's going to disappear for the sun will disappear for 10 seconds.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know.
the cicadas.
I don't know how it works.
There
Okay.
are two groups of periodical cicadas. I'm looking at CBS News for
Okay.
this. They emerge every 13 years, and some emerge every 17 years. And for most of their lives, they live underground and then emerge once the soil reaches 64 degrees. They are expected to arrive by mid-May, and there will be cicadas like all across the U.S. and Canada this year for whatever
So
reason.
does that have to do with the eclipse?
I have no idea, but I
Because I
wanted
saw a TikTok that told me that the eclipse was the reason the cicadas were coming
cicadas.
Oh, well, there's,
Oh, well, there's the
So-
problem.
Did it have the music?
Okay, no. Okay, Newsweek. Over 100 trillion cicadas to emerge after the solar eclipse. So imagine you've got the earthquake, you got the solar eclipse, and then a zombie bug. 100 trillion
You're a
cicadas.
hunter-gatherer 1,000 years ago, and you're
That's-
like, or 3,000 years ago, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, if you
They
don't.
weren't unsophisticated. They just didn't know what was going on.
That's
if I
right.
didn't have the news, I'd be like, ah!
Cicadas! Cicada, when the sun is gone! The ground is shaking!
I thought they went extinct 13 years ago, and now they're all back.
Oh, and by the way-
100 trillion.
So
of them.
the cicadas are the eclipse.
They are, but what's crazy
Okay.
about this year with
TikTok
it?
didn't
Okay,
lie
no,
to
hold
me.
on. So it doesn't tell me why. Shortly after the upcoming solar eclipse, another rare sight. So they're not related. They're
Damn
not
it.
related. But what's interesting is I told you they were 13 and 17 year cycles. This year, both cycles line up.
Oh.
So it's the first time in a long time, and it won't happen again until 2076. So we're getting double cicadas.
So it's
So-
going to be a real loud summer.
The eclipse isn't making them come out.
No,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's not.
I
good
saw
to
a
know.
TikTok
It is
that I
thought-
misunderstood.
So-
and that is how I'm going to go forward.
Experts believe that Brood
So you're spreading
XIX,
misinformation.
Brood XIX, which is Roman numerals, I don't know what number that is, which operates
Bowl.
on a 13-year cycle and nests across a swath of the Mid-South
90.
from southern Iowa to the Carolinas, and Brood XIII, which is 9, which arises every 17 years and nests between central Illinois and Wisconsin, are due to appear at the same time. It is thought that this coincidence has not occurred since 1803.
Wow.
is 13.
Yeah. When they do emerge, based on previous outings, cicadas will cover fields and houses in their path and they'll shed their exoskeletons and produce a noise that rivals a jet engine because there's so many of them. Brood XIX has
What?
already been observed creating boreholes in the ground in Georgia, suggesting the swarm is about to come out of hibernation and spread across the southeast United States.
The swarm is about to come. I'm wearing a StarCraft shirt. It sounds like the Zerg are invading.
With the emergences coinciding with that of the other brood, which historically occupied a smaller area, quote, you would have more than anywhere else at any other time. Paula Shrewsbury, who's an entomologist at the University of Maryland. Periodic cicadas don't do subtle. So according to another biologist,
That sounds like a threat.
they said this year could easily be in the hundreds of trillions or even quadrillions. which is a trillion trillions.
Damn.
That's how many there will be.
Less money than Elon.
Yeah. Yeah. Does cicadas still have more?
Gotta figure out how to make money off.
Okay, so Sid texted me back.
Oh.
He said it was 60-40 Jays. Rest was Eclipse. So 60 Jays,
40 Eclipse. There's 2 topics all morning.
That's what I'm talking about.
Blue
But, like,
Jays home opener, Eclipse.
and it makes sense, right?
Right.
Because there's interest, but why? Like, do we ever stop and just go, but why?
Because ooh.
If this was a town crier 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years ago, or Hannibal is invading, and oh my God, the sun disappeared.
I don't know what that means.
I'm interested. It's like, that is news.
Right.
But we know it's like this rock is going to be here at this time.
Yeah, and
this
people want to
mountain.
witness it because it's not going to happen for 400 years.
Because ooh.
I can't wait for you all to sit down with your family members that saw the eclipse and trade eclipse stories. Hey, did you know that at exactly 3:30 this rock passed in front of the sun? Oh man, that's crazy!
This rock!
That happened to me too because
This
rock
the
passed in
moon!
front of the sun, and it was crazy.
He called the moon this rock.
Oh man, it's so it's crazy how our eclipse stories are exactly the same.
You're gonna get baked.
How are they
Stare at it.
exactly
You're gonna
the
love it.
same? How?
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.